Hey, Southern Nevada, let's talk about your tap water. Despite its hard, mineral-rich taste, your water meets or surpasses all federal Safe Drinking Water Act standards, so don't confuse hard water with its quality. Sourced from the Rocky Mountains, your water is analyzed more than 300,000 times a year. It's treated and monitored 24/7 by a team of technical experts. So get all the facts about your tap water at snwa.com. SNWA is a not-for-profit water agency. March is here, and we all know the wind and pollen are coming too. So today on CityCast Las Vegas, I have two Vegas insiders here, Michael M.J. Lyle, reporter at the Nevada Current, and Rob Catchell-Reese, our very own newsletter editor. And they're going to tell us how to make the most of this breezy, sneezy month. It's Monday, March 2nd. I'm Sonia Cho Swanson, and here's what Las Vegas is talking about. MJ, Rob, welcome. How's it going?
Hello and happy March.
Hi, Sonia. I like the allergy reference in the intro.
Oh, you know what I'm talking about, though. The wind's picked
Breezy
up,
and
the
sneezy.
pollen.
You know, it's funny. My least favorite thing is not going to be the allergies of the month. My least favorite is going to be losing an hour. This is when we
MJ,
spring forward.
100%. 100%.
Less time for sneezing.
Okay, I love the optimism.
Yeah. I'm just going to say I agree, MJ. The worst part about March by far is daylight saving time, which begins on March 8th. How are you all compensating for this drastic loss of sleep?
I never really compensate. I just kind of get through it. Like, there's no compensating, essentially. Maybe our list of things, fun things we're going to do. That's how I'm compensating, Sonia.
There we go.
By springing forward, I think I'm just going to turn in my draft for the newsletter 1 hour late each day for at least a week.
Layla will be very happy to hear that.
I'm breaking the news now.
Let's get into our list of things to do. We're going to give folks things to pick up their March even when the sleep is lacking. So let's let March redeem itself. What are a couple things we should go do by this month? MJ, what you got?
So I have to say, we have a great writer scene here, and Black Mountain Institute always puts on some fantastic events. I'm not always able to check all of them out, but I know we have some great writers, and I'm really interested in one at the end of the month. It's called Nature is What We Come To, and the Practice of Remembering. If you know who Clayton White is, she is the director of oral history at UNLV. She's retired now, I believe, but she's had a long story career about being the
Vegas
director.
legend.
Yeah, Vegas legend indeed. But she'll be one of the speakers there just talking about art and Black contributions and social justice. And I'm excited because there are some other writers there that I am not as familiar with, but they're all going to be talking about the different aspects of art and other types of art, whether it's poetry and literature and song. And so I'm excited to check that out because once again, Black Mountain Institute, great programming, but like I think in this time, in this very uneasy time of life, I'm always leaning on Black and brown writers because I feel like they have a voice that like leads us through a lot of the most hardest times. And so I'm excited to hear what they talk about and if they reflect on the art they're looking at in this particular time in life.
Yeah. I think particularly those who have been through a struggle that I think is only now becoming more apparent to the rest of the U.S. Is particularly enlightening in this era for sure, MJ.
And it's cool to have these kind of outlets so people can be discovered, can have an outlet for their expression. I think it's great that those kind of things are in Las Vegas.
MJ, when is that event taking place?
So it's going to be the last Friday of the month, so March 27th at 7 p.m. at West Las Vegas Library. And again, I mentioned BMI, but the library system also has a great selection of events too. Like I've seen some good documentaries there. I've seen some good events there. And so the collaboration, I think, also highlights some of the great aspects of our city that are curating some amazing events. And I know I mentioned, like, I'm excited because Clayton, with her background in oral history, and they're going to talk about music. But one thing that in the description of the event, they also are going to talk about like other aspects of art and creativity, like birding and water
Oh.
protection and demilitarization. And so I'm really curious about this discussion too, that's going to be shaping up.
A broad range of topics for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Rob, you've been to the new West Las Vegas Library recently too, haven't you? You were there for the opening or somewhere close to the opening?
Yeah, I got a look at it actually right before it officially opened.
Oh, amazing.
And I'm a big fan. I mean, our library system, no secret, it's so cool. It's so great. It offers so much to our community. And every time they build a new one, it just adds on to the one before that. I mean, these things are sleek, they're modern, they have so much to offer. Even podcast studios, if we want
Yeah.
to all get together and maybe record a podcast in the middle of
Join the cool
West
kids.
Las Vegas. Yeah.
Rob, what's on your list for things to go do or buy this month?
Actually, my first idea, I think, goes hand in hand with what MJ was talking about. He was talking about our great local writing scene. I'm going to talk about filmmaking.
Yes.
Because the 12th annual Nevada Women's Film Festival is back at UNLV for 4 days, March 19th through the 22nd. And it's mixers, meetups, and screenings of more than 70 films by women or about women. And about 15 countries are represented. But of course, what's great about this is you can showcase local Nevada filmmakers. And I want to give a shout out to a few of them. The first one that caught my attention is a film called Seasonal Work. Now, Sonia, based just on that title, just take a wild guess. What do you think that could be about?
Seasonal? I don't know. Seasonal work. I'm hearing themed around seasons, spring, fall, winter, summer. Am I right? Is that too literal?
You're trying to cover the entire year. So,
Okay. So spring. So just around spring?
well, this is what it's about.
Okay.
This was directed and written by our buddy Jason Harris.
Okay.
And the movie is about Santa Claus, or somebody that looks like Santa Claus,
Oh.
trying to get an off-season job at Hot Topic.
Oh, wow.
You know, you got to do something else when you're not delivering gifts to the kiddos.
I love it.
And fun fact, Jason was telling me that they actually built a mini Hot Topic set to film
my
this in.
God.
Wow.
Yeah, they didn't actually break into a real Hot Topic. They actually
Oh my
made their
goodness.
own.
Throwback to my high school days. My God, I love
Yeah,
it.
so I think you're going to love this. Director of photography, Hillary Antoinette. And also another buddy of ours, Shahab Zagari. He's the editor.
Former podcast guest as well.
Not that long ago, right? And he's going to have his own film there, Beyond the Pain. It's a short film that begins with a person noticing someone suspicious lingering outside their home and then gets into some heavier themes from there. Shahab was also the director of photography for a movie called Unseen Territories that will be at the festival. And that's a documentary about local artists exploring identity in Las Vegas. A couple other films I want to highlight, world premieres by Nevada filmmakers taking place at the festival. Daylight by Andrea Walter. A newly transformed vampire escapes her parents' home for a night of freedom. And you know what? Vampires, they're kind of hot right now, right?
They are.
You got Sinners that could win the Best
When are they
Picture
not
Oscar
hot?
soon.
Come on.
I mean, I think it's a good time to be a vampire. And one more I want to point out. It's called The Interview by director Summer Sinclair.
But not about a
And
vampire.
It's not about a vampire. It's about a sanitarium. And it's an
Okay.
interview to see if a patient there is well enough to return to society.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, you're hooked, aren't you? And what's kind of cool is most of these movies, they're short films. So they could be like 5 minutes long. They might be a half hour long. There's all kinds of films here. Most of them are screened in blocks. So you pay like a $12 ticket and you go see a bunch of movies, one right after another. Or you can get an all festival pass for $50. And I think that's a great deal to see more than 70 films and support the local art scene and filmmakers from all over the world, especially in Nevada.
Hear, hear. All right. Well, my shout out is a simple one. It is the perfect time to get outdoors and go camping. The weather is beautiful. And as long as you don't mind a little bit of breeziness here and there. And I just found out that REI has a used section where you could actually buy secondhand camping gear. So the REI that I head over to over at Boca Park has a resupply for REI Co-op members. And if you actually buy a membership, you can kind of get it back in the form of a rebate if you spend a certain amount. So it kind of costs you next to nothing. That's my little shout out, is get outdoors and maybe save a few bucks along the way by buying secondhand.
Sonia, is this your way of working Tacopa back in the conversation?
Yeah, well, that was my pick for last month, was to get out to the hot springs before it gets too warm. I guess I am kind of on an outdoor kick, aren't I?
Yeah, but Tacopa is a camping hotspot.
You should probably explain for our listeners who don't know what Tacopa is, Rob.
So Tacopa is a camping hotspot. It's got hot springs, but it's also very remote, very quiet, just on the other side of Pahrump over the state line in California. If Pahrump's a little too hectic for you, Tacopa is calling your name.
MJ, do you have a favorite outdoor spot to go see nature?
I will admit, I don't camp. I think not to do a stereotype, but Black people don't camp.
There are a few influencers out there who disagree. There are some really amazing Black outdoors influencers.
That is very, very true. That is very true.
But you know what? MJ, I think last month was hoping for a super bloom at Death Valley. And a month later, it really looks like it's going to happen.
I know. I wasn't able to get it because last month was hectic. And then I think I got sick a couple times. And so not ideal for hiking. And so I'm excited to kind of carry over some hiking things. But haven't been to Death Valley in a minute. I'm excited still to catch that super bloom. And yeah, I love getting outside. I do love getting outside, but I personally have never camped. So.
But March is the time for it.
We'll go, MJ. We'll make it happen. Well, we'll get some used gear, borrow some gear. I'm not a big camper, but I like to get outside every once in a while. Speaking of super blooms, by the way, we are going to have a little sneak preview of an upcoming episode. We are going to be talking to Dr. Naomi Fraga about super blooms very soon. So tune in. Get the inside deets from a plant biologist. Don't miss the return of New York's famed Gilbert and Sullivan Players to Las Vegas at the UNLV Performing Arts Center on Friday, March 6th at 7:30 p.m. The New York Times calls their production of The Mikado a comic gem. This version features characters from Victorian London's D'Oyly Carte Opera Company, presented in their imagined locale of Titipu, inspired by the art and architecture of Japan. The heart of the tale is a love story, but throw in a love triangle and the escapades ensue. And this production isn't your parents' version of The Mikado. This interpretation premiered in New York in 2017, and it represents a lot of work between the players and the Asian American theatrical community, the result of people listening to each other and working through problems and differences. The production starkly contrasts with historical treatments of The Mikado in several ways. For example, an original prologue gives the audience context for the work, highlighting Gilbert's influences from Japan. Tickets are selling fast, so get yours today at unlv.edu/PAC.
Hi, I'm David Plotz. I'm the CEO of CityCast, a podcast network that includes this show you're listening to, and also 12 other CityCasts in 12 other cities. And each one knows their city as well as your local team knows yours. So isn't it time we connected them? Don't you want to know how they're tackling their bike lane problems and housing challenges and sidewalk dog poop crises? That's why I'm hosting a new podcast called Your City Could Be Better. Because it could be. Every week, I'll chat with a different host in our CityCast network about what their cities are doing right and wrong, the weird things they're trying, and the surprising successes, so that we can all learn how to make our cities a little bit better. Listen to Your City Could Be Better on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts.
All right, well, let's pivot and talk about food. What are a couple things that we should eat or drink this month? Rob, what's on your menu?
Usually at this point, we talk about a hot new opening, but I'm going to talk about a hot closing. And I really hate to say this because it's a restaurant I really like. Fiorella at Durango Casino is closing on March 27th. And Durango's still kind of a new casino. I think this is the first actual closing for any kind of restaurant inside it. Not sure what the deal is. It's Mark Vetri's Pasta Bar, and it's in the Eat Your Heart Out food hall. And it's not a food counter, but it's not quite a full-size restaurant either. It's sort of like in between. It's kind of like a mini restaurant, but I've always loved the place. I mean, it's Mark Vetri's pasta and Italian food. It's always so good, and it just has a nice little vibe in there.
Wait, isn't Mark Vetri's restaurant at the Palms also closing?
It already closed.
It did.
Wow.
We're seeing less Mark Vetri in Vegas than we used to, which is not good news for anybody here because he's such a talented chef.
Yeah.
Osteria Fiorella at Red Rock Resort is still open. Vetri Cucina at the Palms closed. But now Fiorella at Durango is closing towards the end of March. Such a cool little place. Just great vibes. Like tin ceilings, this kind of marble countertop where you can kind of sit and watch the kitchen team in action. They also have regular tables and chairs too, but just vintage vibes, Amaros stacked on the shelf, a vintage cash register in the corner. Dare I say it, it almost has like a speakeasy kind of vibe to it. I know we're all worn out on speakeasies in Vegas, but just a cool little spot and just really good food. So my recommendation this month is just go check out this place while you can. My wife and I went back in a few days ago, and what we did is they have a prix fixe menu right now, a 3-course menu for $38 a person. And my wife got the Little Gem salad with the ranchovy. That's ranch with anchovies already in it. I got the big meatball appetizer, and she did the fettuccine shrimp scampi with garlic and lemon. I think that's actually one of the best-selling dishes there. I did the rigatoni with Mark Vetri's famous sausage kind of mixed into it. And then for dessert, you get a scoop of gelato. And they make this in-house. They make everything in-house. They do their own breads, they do their own sauces, and they do their own gelato. I mean, for a place that's technically inside a food hall, I mean, they really own what they do, and they do a great job at it. My gelato, I got the PB&J. I like PB&J
Typical
anything.
Rob. Okay, MJ, did you know this about Rob? He loves a PB&J burger. That's his jam.
Oh my gosh.
Literally my jam.
His jam.
Literally.
And peanut
literally
butter.
your jam.
No, I did a story on PB&J burgers in Las Vegas. It's on the website somewhere, CityCast
I've heard
Las
some
Vegas.
burger places have like the secret menu where you add like peanut butter to like the bacon burger, and so
I would not be surprised.
yeah.
It seems like it's kind of a Vegas thing.
Yeah. But PB&J old fashioned, I'll do that as well.
Oh.
Wow.
Just PB&J everything. I have never been to that place. I've been to the food hall before because they have some great options in there. But there's like it's always so overwhelming that like there's so many choices, and so I've never made my way back to that, and so I have
that's what's
limited
cool
time.
about Fiorella. You got like your own little seating area. You're not sitting out with the minions in the rest of the food hall. You got your own little place.
The
really
plebes.
good service. And my wife got the vanilla gelato, and you know what the little hack is you do with that?
A little olive oil?
No. You order espresso on the side because they make their own coffee
Truly
too.
Italian. Okay.
And you know what? You mix that vanilla gelato with the espresso. It is so good. And you know what? I may go back again before the place closes. I'm not really sure what the deal is, but I do have a little breaking news.
Okay.
So it was kind of revealed that a Mexican restaurant is going to take over the current Fiorella space. And I found out it's actually, from an insider, this isn't officially announced, a place called Villa's Tacos. Villa's spelled Villa.
Okay.
And it's a California chain that kind of specializes in hand-pressed blue corn tortillas.
No.
So it doesn't sound too bad. There's
that
already
does
another...
sound very nice.
Yeah, there's already a big, nice Mexican restaurant in Durango already with Mijo. So I can kind of see where if they're going to do another Mexican concept, it would be something more casual. Maybe it fits the food hall a little bit better. So look out for Villa's Tacos coming to the Fiorella space later this year. Not officially announced. It's only official when it's official, but that's a little nugget of information I was able to fish out.
Cool. Okay. Wow. Look at all these little insider tips you have here, Rob. I love it.
How about it?
MJ, what's got you hungry this month?
why everything has me hungry as usual. So why not find
Same.
something that has a good selection? I found out that Foodie Land Food Festival is coming to Las Vegas at the end of March. Also at the end of Las Vegas. It's going to be at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And it's going to have over 250 vendors. This has been a food festival that's happened in other cities, and now we're getting one. And I just love a good food festival because I can never decide. That's why I love a good food hall too, by the way. Like, I can never decide and have to get multiple things. And so I'm excited to see what all they have to offer. I will say getting to the Speedway is not tricky, but if depending on traffic can be a little bit, I'm personally, that could get to me sometimes. And so I definitely recommend carpooling, like make it a group thing. Don't go out by yourself, like, cause you don't want to get stuck in traffic, just solo.
Food festival traffic is not as bad as EDC traffic
That is fair.
at the Speedway.
That is definitely fair.
That's fair. Yeah. And I also just feel like a little bit less worried about, I don't know, like people under the influence making stupid driving decisions.
No food coma accidents.
Yeah. Hopefully not.
No, it sounds fun to me. Wander around the Speedway, have a little bit of everything, sample a few different bites.
But you really have to go with a crew. You can't just like roll in too deep because you need to have at least 6 people so you can kind of divide and conquer.
Yes.
You have to go with people who will share their food. If you're going with somebody who will not share food, like, I'm sorry, you're not part of the crew. You cannot hang with me at the food festival.
Do those people exist anymore? Because I don't, maybe I've just subconsciously kicked them out of my food groups because we all share food. So
MJ same.
You done with those fries?
Yeah. Yes. No, you must share food to be in our inner circle. Same here. Any picks from the festival that really stand out to you that you're super excited about seeing come to Vegas?
I have not seen the full list of all the vendors that are going to be there, but I'm just excited that there's going to be just a variety of different kind of cuisine. So it's not just going to be one thing. Usually when we see so many food festivals, like they kind of hone in on maybe like a certain
beer.
And so this is going to be more wide ranging, it seems like. So
also, if I remember correctly from last year, it's one of those food festivals where there's not a lot of local restaurants and chefs featured. It's concepts from out of town. So it's a really good opportunity to try some things you wouldn't normally get to try otherwise in Vegas.
Travel a little bit. Yeah. That's fair. Come to think of it, it is the start of food festival season now because the weather is getting really nice. I think there's like 1 or 2 beer festivals coming to Vegas.
Yeah, I believe the biggest beer festival of the year is coming to Vegas at the end of the month. Motley Brew's Great Las Vegas Festival of Beer.
Nice. Yeah. I'm looking forward to that. I think it's going to be on Fremont Street, greatvegasbeer.com. But while I do enjoy a good brew, I actually love a good slice of pie even more. Ooh. And y'all know the most important foodie festival of March is Pie Day. 3.14, March 14th. So my pick for Pie Day, I have a recommendation. I think lots of folks know Pop and Pies as a pop-up that was at the Vegas Test Kitchen, RIP. Now they're operating independently. They go to different festivals, but you can still pre-order online through their website. I just want to shout out a couple of the pies on their menu. They do have some of the fruit pies, the apple pies, the blueberry pies. But I want to shout out their key lime with a beautiful graham cracker crust shell with a meringue on top. And here's what's really cool. They do savory pies.
Oh.
And they come
like,
fully
what's
baked.
An example?
Chicken pot pie. Beautiful
that
chicken
makes
pot
sense.
pie.
Duh.
Right?
Shepherd's pie?
Yes. And yes, they have a beef shepherd's pie.
Oh my gosh,
so
I'm
it's like mashed
sold.
potatoes, and then they have a spinach bacon quiche. So you don't see too many pie places that also do savory pies. So shout out to Poppin' Pies for doing sweet and savory. And then I also want to shout out one more small business, a family-owned business that I have not visited yet, but I do want to check out. It's called Pies Unlimited, and they're over on Craig and Simmons, kind of near the Craig Ranch Regional Park in North Las Vegas. And they're just kind of a classic pie shop. You know, they've got the pumpkins and the fruit pies and, you know, cream pies, seasonal pies, you know, Boston cream with strawberries. They've got, you know, cherry, peach, pineapple, rhubarb, raspberry, strawberry rhubarb. Coconut custard. I mean, it's just a really solid, classic all-around pie shop. If you look at their menu, it's so extensive. You can, I don't know, name a pie, guys, and I'll bet you they have it.
And you know what? You don't have to wait until fall to have a pumpkin pie.
Hell no.
No.
Yeah, pumpkin pie is year-round. 100%. That is a hot take that I think is full-on correct. Okay, team, let's talk about our kicker. If we had to pick one event that we are making time for this month, what is it? Where will you see us out and about?
Well, the weather's been getting warmer and warmer. It was a very warm winter. So I'm looking forward to a warmer than average spring. So that means pool season in Las Vegas. Usually I think of pool time as like April, May. But you know what? The Vegas pools are starting to open in March. And you know what? I'm not going to waste my money on bottle service at one of those fancy day clubs on the Strip. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the Palms. Because they have one of the best locals deals. They've been doing it for at least 2 years now. But what they do is they give Nevada locals cabanas for free.
Okay.
Whoa, that's cool.
Yeah. And I will explain.
Wait, all summer or just for now?
So all summer, anyone 21 and over, so no kids running around. This is for 21 and over. If you have a local Nevada ID, you can reserve a free cabana Sunday through Friday all summer.
Wow.
So 6 out of 7 days a week. But until April 30th, you can book a cabana all 7 days a week. So even Saturdays are fair game through April 30th. So what you do is you go online. Don't click the regular reservations button. That's for the out-of-towners. Click the Book Now button underneath the details about the locals deal. And it's kind of like a first-come, first-served thing. So it's based on availability. I believe they have 39 cabanas at the Palms pool. It's a big pool deck. I mean,
can I ask you about the cabanas, though? Are they kind of like a little shaded? Because I will confess, although I do love an outdoor pool, I also like being able to get out of the sun.
Yeah.
Is there a little shade in these guys?
That's the whole point of the cabana. Is that you can go indoors while you're at the pool. You can cool off. Order some food. Don't be like a person who's like, okay, I'm going to squeeze the steel for all it's worth and
Do
book
right
a
by your
cabana
servers.
and just show up with a book and order an espresso with a gelato on the side.
You could still show up with a book, just order some other things.
But you know what?
Yes.
They got great food, burgers, salads. They do a lot of shareable stuff. The one weekend it's not available is March 19th through the 22nd. The deal is off then.
I know what happens that weekend.
Tell me, Sonia.
Is it March Madness?
It's March Madness. And they're not going to give you a free cabana during March Madness. That's one of the busiest times of the year for Vegas. It's a big betting season. But as long as you don't book March 19th through the 22nd, you'll be fine as long as a cabana is available. You'll fill out a form. They'll get back to you. The pool at the Palms officially opens on March 16th. And the 7-day-a-week deal is good through April 30th. And then after that, through the rest of summer, you got Sunday through Friday. So you know what? Go down there during the week, do a little day drinking by the pool, maybe bring your laptop, maybe write a newsletter. I don't know. I don't know who would do that. But
is Rob doing some work away from the desk next week? I wonder.
This is what we call research. So I can come back on the podcast and talk about this stuff and then write off the bottle service I may order.
Okay.
It's a write-off.
You're on the record. Layla's listening, just so you know.
Yeah, she's like, oh my God.
MJ, where are you headed this month?
So I'm going to start by saying one of my favorite places in Vegas turns 3, the Beverly.
The Beverly Theater.
Already 3 years?
I know, it's so crazy. Last year they did a really cool promo for their 2nd anniversary where they showed like a bunch of fun sequels. And so this year for their 3rd anniversary, I can't wait to check out. And this is,
by the way, the art theater that opened
3
years ago next to the Writer's Block downtown. So this is an incredible film, cultural art space.
Art hub.
Art Hub, independent theater, shows amazing movies. And for their 3rd anniversary, they're actually showing a slew of 3D movies, which I am really curious to see how they do this. They are showing things like Jurassic Park and Creature from the Black Lagoon and
the original
House is Wax. Like, I'm excited to also just brainstorming what year 4 is going to entail because like they keep doing these yearly gimmicks of like to celebrate their birthdays, but for this year, their 3rd anniversary, 3D, which is fantastic. What a great idea.
So smart.
3D movies are so fun. They kind of go through cycles. You know, they have their hot periods and they come and they go, but they always come back eventually.
Yes.
Yeah. MJ, is there one movie that like you have on your must-see list from this event?
I love going to see movies from my childhood at the Beverly and like recapturing that. So I'm definitely going to be at Jurassic Park.
So this sounds like the old school glasses where like one side is red, one side is blue.
That's what I'm curious about how they what they do this. And so I'm excited for this.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, I want to go to all these things, but I also have on my list because 2026 for me is the year of, you know what? Let's focus on healing and self-care. And also for me, I think the year of let people have nice things because I will say that as a mom, you're exposed to a lot of woo-woo. Yeah, a lot of like woo-woo crystals, like give your child amber beads and like feed them by your intuition. And there's a lot of like battling between like science and like just woo-woo-ness in the content that I consume these days. And I tend to be kind of more of a sciencey on the sciencey side of things, but I'm also like, why not just enjoy some of the more like spiritual-esque kind of parts of the universe that are saying like, you know, why not just sort of see what else is out there? So there is, hear me out, guys, hear me out.
I feel like some essential oils are about to make an appearance.
Brace yourselves. Bonfire healing with horses sound bath.
Oh, that is a lot all at once.
Explain.
MJ's jaw just dropped. So over by Calico Creek on your way to Red Rock Canyon, there's a place called Calico Creek Boarding Stables, okay? This is an event happening on March 28th. I'm going to read the description to you. Relax on blankets and chairs, interact with horses that heal your heart, didgeridoo, sound bowls, etc. soothe the soul and repair DNA in Calico Basin. So the people are going to be playing ancient instruments like didgeridoo, drums, native flute, handpan, and crystal pyramids that vibrate, beat, and melodize on a musical journey to tune your chakras and heal your DNA. And there's a part of me that's just like dying a little bit inside, like, what is this? On the other hand, it actually sounds kind of nice to get out there like close to Red Rock Canyon and just be surrounded by like music. And I think there's part of me that just wants to be around people who don't care too much what other people think of them. If that makes sense.
You know, honestly, the vibes have been off this year. I say let's go for it. Like, let's go with the good vibe, healing vibes. Let's just do it. Like, what do we have to lose?
I think I'm just a little bit over cynicism. I'm just really tired of cynicism.
Yes, I see that. Yes.
Yeah.
I think you should embrace the optimism. I like the idea of repairing DNA because I'm going to do some damage to it when I'm drinking by the pool.
When you're at the pool, yeah.
So this is something I can get on board with.
All right, Rob. So I'll see you at the cabana, followed by the horse stable, sound bath, didgeridoo
for some healing.
Let's do it in the same day.
Amazing. All right. Well, I think we have a wide gamut of things for people to experience this month. Thank you both for joining us on CityCast Las Vegas.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for having me.
That's all for today here on CityCast Las Vegas. If you enjoyed the show, go tell a friend, rate the show, leave us a review, and subscribe to our morning newsletter. Don't forget you can support this show and get some great perks by becoming a CityCast Las Vegas neighbor at membership.citycast.fm. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. Take care.